Class on Mondays. Hi, it's Mr. B. Today we're going to talk about adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. Okay? So, last week we worked on multiples, and you have to be able to do multiples to understand how to do this. Alright, so let's say we had this. Let's say we've got 1/2 plus 2/6. Now, we cannot just add. Remember, when we add and subtract fractions, the denominators stay the same, right? So our answer is going to be a denominator that they both share. Right now they have different denominators. We've got 2 and 6. So the first thing I'm going to do is check and see if the lower denominator can go into the larger denominator. So 2 is smaller than 6. Can I multiply 6 by anything, or 2 by anything to get 6? Is 6 a multiple of 2? Well, let's think through it. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. So I can make these denominators both 6. Now I've got to ask myself, what did I times 2 by to get 6? 2 times 3 is 6, right? So if I times the denominator by 6, I've got to times the numerator by 6. Or if I times the denominator by 2, I've got to times the numerator by 2. Whatever you do to the bottom number, you must do to the top number, okay? So what this ends up being is 2 times 3 is 6, and 1 times 3 is 3. So now I can just keep that fraction the same. Then I end up with 3/6. Now, some of you may be able to see that this needs reduced. We're not doing it that way. We're not going to reduce the fractions right now. We're just getting them to this point, okay? We will reduce them later. I just want to make sure we can find common denominators today that we can add and subtract, okay? So let's try another problem. Let's try a subtraction problem. Let's see. Let's try 7/8 minus 2/4. Okay? Now I've got to make those denominators the same. First thing I'm going to do is see if this number is a multiple of the small number. Okay? So let's do the multiples of the small number first and see if we hit this one. So let's see. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And there it is, right? So if I was to write all the multiples out, 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So, because that is that, what did I do to this 4 to make it an 8? I times it by 2. Whatever I do to the denominator, I must do to the numerator. Whoopsie. So I'm going to times this by 2. And I end up getting this problem. 7/8 minus 4/8. So my denominator is going to remain an 8. Then I just subtract the numerators. 7 minus 4 is 3. My answer is 3/8. Are we there? Get it? Now, let's try this one. Let's try this one here. 5/8. Whoops, I don't like that. 5/8 minus 1/3. Okay, 5/8 minus 1/3. Now, I've got to find a denominator that's common. I must find multiples of these numbers that are the same. I'm going to start with my small one and see if I end up with my large one. That way we can keep that one the same. So let's start. Let's do 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. I did not get that one. So I've got to continue going until I get one that matches. So let's go over here to the large one real quick. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. So now, let's make these, keep these going and see if we end up with one of those numbers, right? So 3 times 1 was 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. No, that's not over there. 3 times 5 is 15. No, we didn't hit the 16, did we? 3 times 6 is 18. No. 3 times 7, 21. Nope. 3 times 8 is 24. Oh, there it is. There it is. 24 and 24. And this is where it does get tricky, guys. It does get tricky doing it this way. All right? So, now I've got to figure out what I did to these denominators to make them 24. What did I times 8 by to get 24? I times it by 1, 2, 3. So I times 8 by 3. Now I've got to times the numerator by that amount also, right? I've got to times 5 times 3. Now, what did I do to this denominator to get it to be 24? I times it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So whatever I do to the denominator, I must do to the numerator. Now I need to rewrite my problem with common denominators. 5 times 3 is 15. 8 times 3 is 24. Minus 1 times 8 is 8. And 3 times 8 is 24. Now I just subtract my numerators. My denominator is going to be 24. And this is going to be 7/24. All right? Let's try another one like that because those are tricky. Those are tricky. Let's say I had this problem. This is hard for me to think here. Let's say I had 6/7 plus 2/3. Okay? Well, let's see. Let's start with the small one and see if we end up with we can get 7. So let's see. 3 times 3 is 3. Or 3 times 1 is 3. I'm sorry. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. Nope. We didn't get it, did we? So now I'll go to my larger one and do it down a few. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 4 is 28. Let's see, let's do some more multiples of 3. See if we can get one that matches one of these. So we've got 3 times 3 here is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. No, that's not over there. 3 times 5 is 15. Nope, we skipped over the 14, didn't we? So we have to head on down. Let's see if we can hit 21. 3 times 6 is 18. Nope. 3 times 7 is 21. There it is, right? So that's going to be our common denominator. So what did we do to this 7 to get 21? How many times did we multiply it to get 21? We got 1, 2, 3. So we did 7 times 3 is 21. Whatever we do to the denominator, we must do to the numerator. 6 times 3. Now, how many times did we multiply 3 to get 21? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have to times the denominator by 7 and the numerator by 7. Now we're going to rewrite our problem. 6 times 3 is 18. 7 times 3 is 21. Plus 2 times 7 is 14. And 3 times 7 is 21. Equals, let's see, 8. 32 over 21. Now this is not reduced, is it? It's not reduced. I just want to get us to this point. Now many of you will be thinking, well, wait a minute. That's not in simplest form, right? That's okay. We just want to get it to here. Now, I know this is tricky. You have a couple of worksheets. What do they look like? Where are they? I just had them. Well, what did I do with them? Sorry. I would pause the video, but I can't. Well, you've got a couple of worksheets in your packet that are adding and subtracting fractions. Some of them will have common denominators, some of them won't. Do some of them today. Okay? Do a few of them today. Do 5. And tomorrow we'll go over those 5, and then we'll do the next 5. Okay? And we'll just keep doing it that way. All right. This is Mr. B saying we'll see you tomorrow. If you got any questions, email them to me. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.